All right, the holidays with new family members can be just a little bit tricky, of course, particularly if you feel like you don't know them very well. Perhaps you feel uncomfortable with some of the new family members because you feel like they're replacing other people in the family who aren't celebrating with you. Now, specifically here, we're talking about divorced parents, and this is what Blanca Cobb, she has a master's degree in psychology. That's what we're talking about today. So Blanca, let's get right to it. What should you keep in mind when you're spending the holidays with some of those new family members?
When you're spending the holidays with new family members, think about it like this. This is an addition. This is an extension of your family. This isn't a replacement or a substitution. Change your mindset to something positive because negative begets more negativity. Instead, realize this, you don't need to have divided loyalties. If you think about your family expanding, you're just spending it differently. And remember this also, you have enough love to love more than who is in your immediate family, so to speak. You have plenty of love for other people.
And you know, of course, it's our obligation. You got to make everybody feel welcome. I mean, how do you do that?
Well, even if you have mixed feelings or angry feelings, let's say, toward your divorced parent, that's something you need to keep in check, and that's something between you and them. Because it isn't right or fair to extend that negativity to new family members, particularly if they have nothing to do with it. Be curious, and that's one way because to welcome people, because when you're curious, you end up asking them questions, and when you ask questions about people, then you come across as interesting because you're interested in them. So that is just really important. And also include them in any group decisions. Because what happens a lot of times with new people, you kind of just tell them what the family does. But if they actually are part of the family, it would be great to include them in some decision. For example, we're thinking about apple pie this year. Do you like apple pie or is there a particular other pie? So it doesn't have to be an earth-shattering family decision. It's about inclusion because that makes people feel welcome.
So let's say you're asking some of those questions and then you get little red flags, right? That there's something that was somebody new there at Thanksgiving. Then how would you handle that as you move into the next holiday, like if there's another Christmas, say, gathering?
That's a great question. So realize this, just because there could be a fluke. So just because something is off at Thanksgiving doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again at Christmas. So you just want to monitor it. Sometimes things work out themselves, but if you notice it's the same thing or maybe involving the same people, this is where you want to become more of an investigator, but a nice investigator, and just see what's happening. And by that, what I mean is just like checking out the situation and asking questions like, hey, what's going on? Or how can I help? Or if it's something a little more serious where someone has hurt feelings or perhaps are not talking, say, hey, how's this impacting you? What can I do to help? Because that's what you want to do. You want to help, and whatever solution you bring, it's about bringing the family together. Just keep that in mind.
Yep, tough sometimes to navigate that. Thank you, Blanca. You can continue that conversation with Blanca on her Facebook page. Just look for her there. It's Blanca Cobb, body language expert.